Hello everyone, this is Tom Malone Gaming, coming to you today with a little bit of South Park The Stick of Truth. As you can see, I do already have a game in progress, but we're going to be starting a new game today. This is a game that has been discussed as being basically a game of the year for 2014, and I would have to say I would probably vote for this one. Not only is it hilarious, but if you like South Park at all, it basically is a nod to many of the best scripts and best storylines that they've done in the past. We'll go through a few of them. Hopefully, we'll be able to go through a full gameplay if some people are interested. And to the one or two people who actually watched this first video, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So let's get started. One of the things about South Park is the fact that it is unambiguously unapologetic about being offensive. In this first video, we probably won't get to some of that, but if you haven't played the game, it definitely has the ability to offend.
Darkness falls as the humans beg their king to save them. A noble king known only as the Grand Wizard. For 1,000 years, the battle has been waged, with only the bravery of the Grand Wizard to protect his human followers. But even though the Wizard King is so undeniably cool, the Drow Elf armies continue their attacks. They seek the humans' most treasured relic, the Stick of Truth. But the tides of war are soon to change, as news of a new kid spreads throughout the land. In order to save the humans, the Grand Wizard must get to the new kid before the Drow Elves can manipulate his mind and use him to take the sacred relic from human hands. For whomever controls the stick controls the universe.
Spoilers, the Drow are played by some of our other favorite characters. Obviously, the humans there are ruled by Cartman. So this is the RPG aspect of the game in that we can choose what we look like. So I will not choose a completely white nor dark. I'll just pick the middle ground here. And as far as hair color, you know what? Let's just go with something simple. Sure, we'll go blonde. And, you know what? This doesn't really matter. You'll see very quickly that we end up changing out clothes continuously. But for some reason, I find myself looking for something that's not too lame. You know what? We'll go with the scarf look. That seems to be fine. And as far as face, I'm going to avoid any of the extra things. Again, you'll see that there's a significant number of options later on in the game. And it's just a start. You can see the chicken with the udders.
Well, I think that's everything.
We did it, hun. We're really moved in.
It's a new beginning for us. Things are finally going to be good.
Do you really think it will be better for him?
They won't look for him here. We just need to make sure he doesn't attract any attention. Come on, let's see how he's doing.
Sweetie? Hun, you all dressed?
Hey, champ. How do you like your new room? I know it's a big change for all of us, but, son, do you remember why we moved to this quiet little mountain town? He doesn't remember.
He doesn't remember at all.
That's good he doesn't remember.
Sweetie? We want you to have lots of fun here. Why don't you go out and make some friends?
Right, get outside and play, son. Like normal kids.
We've got some money for you on the kitchen counter, sweetie. Just be back before it gets dark.
Yeah, we love you too.
So we do have a toy chest here which allows you to store things. Generally you're looking for gold in the room. If you see gold, that means that you can search for something. You can open it up. So we will have a computer here a little bit later. Currently there's nothing in here that we can open except for the closet, which we search and we find a few things. These are basically considered garbage. We'll talk about that in a few moments, but for right now, there is a little bit of a time limit for what we can grab early in the game, so I'm going to hurry up. This is going to be the parents' bedroom. It's locked currently. And then here's the bathroom historically in all the homes that we go into. So again, look for the gold. Tells you what you can open. Grabbing everything. And here's a first South Park kind of add-on. It's the ability to make poop. And then use the poop. So we're going to grab all that. And you can do the whole shower thing, but there's really no major point into it. And let's go ahead and get out of this room. Like I said a few moments ago, there is a slight limitation on how long you can spend searching the house before you're kind of forced to leave. So we're going to grab a couple of things. There we go. Again, gold, so we can open up, grab some things. We can talk to the mom.
Sweetie.
And of course she wants us to go out and make friends, which, you know, spoilers, later on in the game you kind of find out that they shouldn't be pushing you to be making friends, which is completely counter to their entire fear of moving to this new town. But we'll get to that later.
Come on, son. Get out there. Make friends.
Of course. Let's go make friends. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll look real quick at some of the options that we have here. So obviously you have your normal pause screen, everything like that. But you also have the ability to use the D-pad. There's 4 different directions you can choose. You get quests, you get inventory, and you'll notice in the inventory, these are consumables. You use them in battle. There will be some tutorials coming up in a few moments on that, so we will skip over it. Junk is what I was talking about that you can pick up in all the different rooms. This literally is just stuff that you can sell. But, here's the kicker. There's actually an achievement or trophy for not selling anything throughout the game. And that means anything, including the consumables. The first time I played through the game, I actually sold 3 or 4 consumables. The first place I go to, you'll see in a few moments, that I needed to sell to be able to buy some stuff. And then I come to find out that because I sold $1.50's worth of stuff, I couldn't get the achievement. So you kind of need to make a decision. I'll go ahead and tell you right now, you're better off just not selling anything the first time you play through it. It's not that difficult of a game, and you can make things work. As far as these, you can change them up at any time, and when you add them, it changes the way you look, and you just take it off. It doesn't really affect gameplay until certain quests later on in the game. And the same thing here, we can turn on the aggressive eye black. So I'm running, even though we don't know how to do that yet.
Warhammer, Drow Elf. Banish thee to the forest realm. That way, I banish you first.
And here we got our first fight.
Hey, no fair. That's cheating. I'm gonna tell my mom.
Thanks, kid. I didn't realize he had a health potion. My name is Butters the Merciful. I'm a paladin. I live right next door to you. We should be friends.
There we go. And now we're going to be friends. And this is a major portion of the game where you're attempting to get as many friends as possible. You actually get perks, which we'll have to show you a little bit later because that tab right now, right here next to the inventory, is missing. But the more friends you get, the more abilities you get.
He's been talking about your arrival. The wizard lives this way, in the greenhouse, over there.
Okay.
Hey, where are you from? Where'd you live before moving here? All hail the Grand Wizard!
So, you are the new kid. Your coming was foretold by Coldwell Banker. I am the Wizard King. But the time for talk is not now. Let me show you my kingdom.
You know, I've loved Cartman ever since he fed the one bully his own parents in South Park, I think, season 11. Oh, fantastic.
Oh, who's your new friend, Eric?
Shut up, Mom. Not now.
Just South Park. There is a trophy for collecting every single thing in the game. There are a lot of missable objects, but we're not going to go for that this game
to
play.
the kingdom of Koopa Keep. Our weapon shop here is tended by Clyde, a level 14 warrior. Here you can see our massive stables, overseen by the level 9 ranger, Scott Malkinson, who has the power of diabetes.
Powerful,
And here,
powerful
of course,
skill.
is the breathtaking and lovely Princess Kinney, the fairest maiden in all the kingdom. Don't ask why Kinney wanted to be a chick, it's just how he seems to be rolling right now.
I actually never liked the Kenny plays a princess, even though the draw from the Japanimation style was interesting to me. So we can talk to anyone.
My loyalty is as incurable as my diabetes.
Notice that we get to be friends. I'm running a little bit, picking a flower. It's a quest item that you can use with Kenny.
You may have heard of my deeds at the Battle of Stark's Pod.
It's very important to grab the friend with Clyde right now, because it's missable. And it's very missable. And at the end of the game, you may or may not be able to get another achievement if you don't.
As court paladin, my job is to deliver the wizard king.
And there we go.
You have been sought out, new kid, because humans everywhere are in great danger. I need something from you, and in return, I am prepared to allow you into my kingdom. I know you are very excited. It's time for your first quest, but first, please tell us thy name.
Excellent. And of course, this is extremely important to the game because, I mean, why else would they ask you for it? So, we're going to go with our traditional Tom alone. For all those single player and co-op games.
You entered douchebag, is that correct?
Well, it wasn't correct, but sure.
Are you sure you want to keep the name douchebag?
Of course we do.
Very well, douchebag. You will now choose a class. Fighter, mage, thief, or Jew.
So, each of these classes is powerful enough to win the game. None of them are too unpowered, but if you play a little bit or you search online and read some of the reviews, you'll find that for the most part, everyone agrees that the mage is the most powerful class. And I will do a playthrough with the mage ultimately.
You look sneaky
The
enough to
second
Jew,
most
huh?
powerful is
I
the
guess we'll never
Jew.
really be friends.
And as far as playability, because the Jew is so different than any other class in any other major RPG, it is a lot of fun to play. And that's what we're going to end up playing today. The next best one is basically the fighter. The fighter has a lot of abilities to be able to take down shields and armor, which you'll see later on in the game. They're really annoying. Shield points basically mean that for every shield you've got, you can take a single hit, and whether that hit would have done 1 damage or death damage, it just is negated. So it's fantastic to have shields. The annoying part, though, is if you have a bunch of shields and your character is meant to only hit 1 time, you basically can never do any damage to that opponent. So the fighter has some skills that allow you to take care of all those things.
You look sneaky enough to be a
The
thief.
thief is actually the weakest character. I welcome your comments, but the only real advantage the thief has is the ability to kind of bypass positioning of the enemies. And in a sense, that can be overcome by both the mage and the Jew's ability to do area effect attacks.
Jew,
So,
huh?
again,
So I guess we'll
we're going to
never
play
really
the
be
Jew
friends.
to get an achievement that I do not have yet. So, let's get started.
Welcome to the KKK douchebag the Jew, who probably can also handle our finances.
Hooray!
Now please, go and visit the weapon shop. Procure yourself a weapon and we shall teach you to fight.
Yay! So here's the weapon again.
Would you like to see my wares, weary traveler? Perhaps you would like to hear tips and rumors for $2?
Ooh, tips and rumors. So, they want to spy a weapon. You can see they pretty much make it very clear what you should be buying to begin with. Notice on the left-hand side there, okay, so this is locked, 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 but you also notice that there are some strange octagonal kind of shapes underneath it. Each one of those
Don't let it
means that
bother
you
you
can
if there's a
equip
game to be
the
played.
weapon, that you can equip a special item with it. The more you can put on a weapon or an item, the better. And ultimately, towards the end of the game, you're going to find that you're going to be really switching over to equipment that gives you either a truly special ability or the most number of these to add on to them. So at this point, we can really only buy the Jewish staff. So we will buy that. And let's check some of the strap-ons right now. So this just adds 10 shock damage and this just adds fire damage.
New Kid has checked out everything in my backyard. Hardcore gamer. Wow.
And again, we really can't buy this stuff, even though we have the money for it. So let's exit out. It wants us to access our inventory by hitting left. And here we go. So for the weapon, we're going to go ahead and add this. Notice that we do have the ability to hit X for modify, but even though we have 2 slots, we have nothing to put into them. So we're going to equip the staff, and we're going to go down here, and it's already equipped us with the holy robes and holy rings. Okay.
Ah, you have procured a weapon. Nice. It's now time to teach you how to fight. I want you to take your new weapon and, with the bravery of a noble knight, beat up Clyde. What? Kick Clyde's ass, New Kid. What'd I do? I'm the king, Clyde, and the king wishes to be amused. Go on, New Kid, kick his ass. I'm gonna kick your ass. Clyde, you have to wait your turn. That's lame. No, Clyde, it's like olden times. You have to wait your turn. Like in the Middle Ages, Clyde. I know it's lame, Clyde, but that's how we're fucking doing it. Alright, douchebag, bash Clyde's face in. Don't be shy.
So as Carmen was saying, this is a turn-based kind of game. So all of you, all of the good guys, will get to go together, and all the bad guys will get to go together.
Come on,
so it won't be back and forth. You've really got to think through what your achievement is for that round, which you'll see a little bit later. So right now we're going to use the Jewish staff. And it's telling us right here that whenever we see a flash, we need to hit A to do the attack. The closer you get to that flash, the better chance you have to get a perfect attack. And a perfect attack is very important for triggering a lot of those benefits that you can equip to a weapon. So here we go.
Oh.
And notice that was too late.
Oh my god, it's Butters all over again. Okay, look, try putting your back into it at the last possible moment.
Okay.
Ah! Oh, hell yeah, Clyde's
And that
a
was
bitch.
perfect.
Alright, Clyde's wearing armor. In order to hurt him, I want you to hit Clyde as hard as you can.
Okay, when you flash, just press X for a power attack.
Ah! Oh shit, dude, I think I see blood. Fucking nice, bro. It's exactly what you do to guys with armor like that. Okay, listen up. The key to surviving in battle is not to get hit in the bows. Clyde, it's your turn to attack. Douchebag, protect your bows.
Okay, so basically whenever you see something appear at your feet, you need to hit A to block. And you'll have to end up learning what each of the opponents is going to end up doing to you, but it ends up just being a clicking game.
Prepare yourself. Ah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Dude, you're already way better than Clyde. Alright, it's time to use your heroic powers. Using your ability takes power points, or PP for short. PP.
PP.
If you have a fucking better name for them, then fucking say it, Clyde. Fucking asshole. I'm the king, and I say it's PP. Douchebag, use your Jew ability to make Clyde pay for insulting the king.
So this is extremely important to the game, is your PPA special abilities. Especially for certain classes, including the Jew. So you'll notice that we have 12 to start with. This uses up 6, which means that unless there's a way to get PP back during the battle, you can only do this special ability twice during the fight. There are some things that you can do to get more PP later on, but generally speaking, you either have to find special add-ons to your weapons, or you have to use consumables. And consumables are a valid method, it's just kind of painful. So, here we go. So what this wants is it takes the L and just spin in a circle. You're going to flash and then hit A.
Sick! Way to wipe that smile off his stupid face, douchebag. Now do it one more time. Finish him. What? I was going easy. Take this. Ah!
And there we go. Victory.
Dude, that was awesome! You were all like, beam, and Clyde was all like, nah. Okay, you prove yourself worthy, douchebag. Now come inside the war tent and I shall let you see the relic.
Okay, everyone. Well, this was the first episode. We'll pick up from here in the second episode. I, again, want to thank you for watching this video. If you have any comments, feel free to put them below. And if you enjoyed it, I would also appreciate either a like or a subscription or both. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Thank you.